says off. Okay, now we're live, huh?
All right, we're live.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, friends. Welcome to week 2 in honor of the Masters with Jim Nance. This week's week 2, we have a special guest. We have my stepson, the commissioner, Matthew Otto Wentz. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How's it going? A little cheers. I'm gonna have a little shot here. Week 2.
It's good to finally got this working. We only took a couple
Yeah.
of times.
That's behind the scenes shit. We don't need to tell anybody about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. We'll delete that.
Yeah. I can edit it out, maybe.
Yeah. So what do you think about the Masters this week? Well, before we get into our baseball talk.
Honestly, Tiger Woods winning, huh? It's kind of crazy.
It is.
It's really all I got.
He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of professional sports.
Yeah, I'd put him up there for golf for sure. I did a draft tournament and I didn't even think of him actually as a candidate at all. So he was wearing his red too, wasn't he? I think
Yes.
the last round he was wearing his red.
Red and black on Sunday. It's been a while since he's been in contention.
Yeah. And then what did he shoot? -13, right?
Minus 13. Yep.
-13? I don't know, -13. He just came across the leaderboard. So yeah, I mean, I don't have much golf insight on this, but him winning the Masters is very, very impressive, I guess.
Agree. So all right, we'll get on to our fantasy baseball week 2 for the Chicago League. So I'll start off with myself this week. Liz just put the tip in this week. He didn't go full balls deep on me. My offense couldn't steal steals. I thought I had a chance today to steal steals, but came up short on that. And then my pitching, Niz won it, but my team really didn't help too much on that. So how about you this week?
Yeah, no, I mean, looking at your team, I mean, the innings pitched for both you guys very, very, very low. I mean, overall, you think you guys would have had a higher innings pitched, but one of the lowest ones this week. And then, dude, what is up with that ERA you got sporting? You got any insight into that?
I was hoping Carrasco could do something other than get out of the first inning. He didn't give an inning. That was awesome. I thought I had a chance when Mrs. starting pitching got blown up early in the week, but then my pitching decided to do even worse. It looked like Tyrone took my pitching staff and just went to town on it. Jesus.
He did. No, I mean, yeah, with the pitching staff, you guys both have pretty low on it. I mean, pitching on your team, I think it's gonna be a struggle the whole year until you finally find maybe someone else besides my favorite pitcher of all time to help you out in that category. But pitching for you is gonna be a struggle. Niz though, kind of a ghost team. I wrote it down as one of my little notes here. Is a ghost team is a team you can kind of see through, but will scare you at times. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm pegging his team as a ghost team. It will scare you, but you can see through it. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I like that. It's join the list of a Toby, a Spice Girl.
Yeah, a ghost team. It's scary, but you can see through it.
That's how you like your women's panties.
They're scary, but you can see through it?
Yeah. That didn't come out very well.
No, that's kind of. I don't think I like my women's panties at all. Scary, and you can see through them. I go down, look at them, like, whoa, that's scary shit, but I can see through it. I guess. All right.
All right.
We should move on from that.
Yes.
But
on to you and Memo.
All right. Go for it.
All right. Like I said last week, I predicted Memo in a one-sided affair, and then I said that probably wasn't going to come to fruition, and that was correct. It was all you, and his starting pitching again took the week off again, and your pitching of guys that are way under names compared to his team just completely dominated him. So congrats on a nice solid win for you.
Yeah, I mean, when are you ever gonna like realize don't bet against me ever? I mean, that's just the worst thing to do in life. Bet against me. But kid for the win. I mean, my pitching staff that I drafted was a combined, I think $16 is what I looked at, not including relief pitchers. And I had a ERA of 2.38 and a WHIP of 0.98. I'll be the first one to admit that it's not going to do that every week. I understand that, but I also got some good guys that will get me where I need to go. I think.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
it's yeah. So, hitting goes. I mean, I think the biggest thing with me and versus Memo, if you look at it, I mean, we were pretty similar like the first couple of days, but I mean, hats off to Memo. Thank you very much for not starting all your guys. I mean, you didn't start Conforto or Bogarts on Tuesday, and if you would have done that, you would have at least you've been beating me in RBIs right now. And not, you've been closer in runs, but you would have been at least beating me in RBI. So again, thank you, Memo, for not starting Conforto and Bogarts. And
good one.
Yeah, he did. And actually, he played two guys that were just not even playing. So whatever.
Thank you.
His OBP though, I mean, all in all, he's got a good OBP team. So if you look at it down the stretch, he can do something with that team. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to throw shit on him right now, but it is an 8-2 win. It's going to put me in probably first place, right behind Ken. Maybe we'll see.
And you two battle each other next week, you and Ken.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yes, sorry.
But all in all, yeah, it was a good matchup. Not really. I crushed him, and just fought. I Tyroned him, if you know what I mean. Any other thing you want to talk about great about my team, or we can just move on?
We're going to move on. Enjoy your cocktail. All right, I got Ken and Chris.
It's a juicy IPA.
Oh, it is.
I'm moving on to these New England IPAs. They're phenomenal.
Cheap plug. Nice. Very cheap plug. Maybe we'll get some corporate sponsorship.
I didn't name the team. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Ken and Chris very close. Ken came very close to sweeping the categories. Very balanced team with Ken. A little shocking, but it's back-to-back weeks for him of having some good offense with some good pitching. I don't know if Chris's team is as bad as his record indicates, but he has his big guns not performing, and he has two big studs on the IL right now. So I think once he gets his those big guns, his offense should be definitely an improvement. Starting pitching, he has some work to do, but it's not horrible. But he's definitely should be very good offense once he gets his guys healthy and Jose Ramirez going.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that stuff. Ken's team, there's a couple of guys on here just like, I'm not to say I didn't believe in, but I mean, God bless it all. Meadows, he had 12 RBIs, 4 home runs. He was 12 for 22 this week. And hey, he threw in a stolen base to boot. So is Meadows this good? I don't know. I mean, right now, if I was Pittsburgh, I'd be kicking myself that I traded Meadows and who else did they trade? God, I forgot already.
For Archer?
Yeah, for Archer. Who was Glasnow? Meadows and Glasnow for Archer? I know there was a couple other players in that, but geez. They look good right now. Archer doesn't look that bad, though. But anyways, no. I digress. Donaldson, 2 home runs. He looked good today. They keep talking about him. I was listening to the broadcast, and Alex Rodriguez keeps telling how he's like one of those guys that knows baseball like the back of a baseball card, which I don't know what that means really, but I don't know. All I know is that Donaldson is a pretty good player, and Memo. I mean, sorry, Memo. Ken's got some good players on his team. I'm not gonna lie. His pitching, on the other hand, it's he's got high strikeouts, but a really, really, really high ERA, and no cash. That's the last that I was going to say about his team. Just there's no cash left in his back pocket, so making some moves down the road will be questionable. But I'm not going to say too much off of a pretty good start with the way he started. So I mean, fuck, he's got a .88 WHIP.
I was about to say that. That was insane. That was better
right?
than your WHIP of
Yeah.
0.98. So
I don't know, like I'm looking at his
pictures
all together, how he really got it, but I mean, yeah. And then Chris, I mean, it's one of those IL teams. It's kind of bit him in the butt. He also has cash to spend, and his starting pitching, honestly, they really could be really, really good. There's some guys on his team, I can't believe they're doing what they're doing, like Boyd, and you know, I didn't believe in Morton going to Tampa Bay, but you got to believe in Tampa Bay, and his Colorado guys are just just piling on the strikeouts. It's just insane. And 63 strikeouts, so just 70 innings pitched. It's lower than a K per 9, but it's higher in strikeout percentage, which is what you should be looking at anyways. He's doing it well. He's just getting some bad starts and some little unluck with that 6.11 ERA.
Yeah, definitely.
I see better things. I see better things coming from Chris. So
absolutely agree. Max and Dave. Max with a solid win over the champ. Max had 3 wins from each side of offense and pitching. Dave's Blackman's isn't doing anything. Same with most of the Colorado guys not hitting homers yet. But he does get Kershaw back tomorrow, right? Or is it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely going to be a major upgrade for him if he comes back to what we expect. But the rest of his pitch, he definitely needs that Kershaw and anchor that starting pitching of his.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I looked at this matchup at the beginning of the week, and I thought both these guys, it was a even kind of, I don't want to say like they're both even in both what they could do. I just thought it was more of an even playing field, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of blabbing on here. But they're solid teams, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Dave, really, really low RBI totals. You see that this week? 26.
Ooh.
So he had 10 home runs. So each home run, you're going to have an RBI, right? So that means he had total of 16 extra RBIs?
Wow. That's a lot of solo shots.
Yeah, a lot of solo shots. And if you think about it, if you look at his team and just thinking of the guys that were in front of him, so Freeman had no RBI, no home runs, but 2 RBIs. And just watching the game tonight, I mean, the guys that are getting on in front of him, like Albies is getting on twice today in front of him. And then, like, whoever else, I forgot who starts in front of him if it's not Albies against a right-handed pitcher, if it's left-handed. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He's getting opportunities. I don't know why he's not driving it in. So that's probably going to come. And then Betts. I mean, Betts is going to have more than 1 RBI in a week, in a week, isn't he? Is that what he had?
That can't be right.
No, matchup totals, yeah. 1 RBI.
Wow.
I know. So, again, I mean, it's one of those teams he's got studs. I'm not going to lie. Just studs up and down it. One kind of, question mark you might have is some of this extra guys that we don't know about, like Marte and, Nimmo, who's finally kind of turning around a little bit. And then Eaton. I mean, Eaton's doing well now, but he's always been a prototypical guy everyone loves and just doesn't do anything. So, I don't know. It's just that really low RBI is just it kind of stood out to me. So I wouldn't take it for more than a small grain of salt, but moving on from that. Mm-hmm. Max's team, stolen base is crazy. He should change his team name to I Stole a Base. Or Magic Mike Small. He's got to change his team name, first off. To Stolen Base. He should come up with a team name, a Mondesi team name. Mondesi. Mondesi Puig. He should come up with a team name with using Mondesi and Puig and put those two together and come up with a team name.
Yeah, he was crazy. His stolen bases for the week, for sure.
I mean, that's right. What do you have? 13?
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll see. But I mean, it's what I got here. I got lots of early, a lot of early stuff from both these guys, and then they kind of faded. David a bunch of home runs early, and then kind of faded. And Max had stolen bases. We kind of look at it. Their pitching was good on one side, pitching wasn't good on the other side, and then hitting was good on. So it was an even matchup.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a pretty close prediction last week. I thought like 5-5 or something like that. I think I said, but yeah, I thought they matched up pretty well against each other.
Yeah. I mean, I think just last before we kind of move on, Dave's hitting, like going forward, it could be something you could see that could hit a lot of home runs and RBIs. And I think this week that he had now is something that I just throw away.
Yeah.
Who we got next?
I got Scotty and PJ. I guess the price was wrong, as Scott would say. Very close on the offensive side, but the scoreboard wouldn't indicate that. But category-wise, it was very close offensively, and then Scotty's pitching showed up and got it going this week, which at the draft, you probably figured he had the second best starting pitching behind Memo. So he got it going. I was glad it didn't show up last week against me. So, solid win for Scott, but definitely very close on the offensive side. And then Scott pretty much took over the pitching side of it.
Yeah, I mean, watching this matchup earlier in the week, I was like, man, PJ's going to run away with this. That's exactly what I thought. Going to like Tuesday and Thursday, between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Scott's team definitely woke up. They started hitting more home runs and RBIs. And, I mean, his OBP climbed from Thursday to Sunday. So over that time frame, it climbed like 0.08. It was crazy. The way I was like, wow. I was like, and PJ's dipped. He was in the 400s in OBP and just kind of dipped down quite a bit. So, 400, of course. I mean, it's a big stretch to hit. All in all, though, and I don't even like saying this. I hate saying this. Is you're looking at Scott's team, and it is a good fucking team. I probably helped it out a lot by trading a Muncy. And then why the fuck did anybody else not pick up Winker? Like, Sean, you're a dumbass for dropping them, and then no one else just bid in $1 on the dude. Man, I mean, so he picks him up and he goes 3 for 8, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 2 runs, and a 375 OBP. Good job. Good job, league. Good job.
Well, I was a dumbass. I could have got him in that trade when I made with Sean. I could have got Winker in there, but
I offered Sean, I think $5 or like a pretty good pitcher for him. I think at the beginning of the season, and he ended up dropping him. He could have got $5 for him, but just going back to it, I mean, it's a fucking solid team. And Winker, Lorenzo, and any one of his IL guys, put those 3 guys together. So a guy picked up all waivers, a guy picked up at the beginning of the season for $1 in Lorenzo. I'm bad with names, but anyways, the Oakland outfielder guy. Those 3 guys, I would start over most other people's outfield. So pick one of his IL guys. Between Polanco, Tucker, or Lindor, which I know he doesn't play outfield, but whatever. You can pay him at utility. And then those other 2 guys, I would pick those guys over most people's outfield or any other 3 players between utility. PJ's team just, man, I mean, I don't know, it's just a little too lucky. I know Pham did pretty well this week. I still don't believe in him. Bruce hit 2 home runs, and then he was hurt again. And then, I'm sorry. I mean, Jonathan Schoop, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. I mean, how many times is that going to happen?
Yeah, he's on a tear, Schoop.
Yeah.
He'll come back to reality, but that whole team's been on a tear lately.
They've been pretty good. But I mean, Altuve, 6 home runs and 10 RBIs in this week. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He had 5
Woke
games
up.
in a row with the home run, right?
Yes. Yeah, he woke up from week 1.
Yeah. Kind of looking like a top overall 2 pick overall in a draft, I would say.
Absolutely.
He's got a good team too. You know, PJ, I'm not dogging on his team. I think Harper's going to look great, and he's gonna approach that God plateau, if you will, for fantasy. But I don't know. That ERA, another high week for him. I think last week he had a pretty high ERA. I'm pretty sure he did. That's what my notes say, unless I'm completely wrong there.
Yeah, he had an ERA of 6 this week.
Yeah. So I don't know. Scott's team looks really good. I peg him. I peg him to make the playoffs. PJ's team, it's close. I'm just saying. But
yeah, Scotty's
I know,
team's solid, and he's sitting with a buttload of money like usual. He has some good
like
money,
usual.
so he has a. I'm sure he'll be in the buying as usual.
He will be.
Yes.
Who we got next, buddy?
All right, the last matchup of the week. I guess it's technically round 1 is Drew versus Sean. I guess I looked at my notes and they face each other next week too. Drew with a win over Sean. Drew all offense over Sean. Sean all pitching. Drew was able to steal a category in the pitching. Drew's pitching, as he's going to be similar to me, relying on his offense, hoping to get all 5 offensive categories and hoping to steal a pitching category each week. But we'll get to their matchup again next week. But yeah, I think Drew's team is similar to mine with very good offense, and pitching is going to be a struggle for both of us.
I agree. Kind of that pitching thing, struggling for both of you guys. I mean, Sean's team, his pitching, like I kind of wrote down here, his true colors kind of showed in this one. I mean, come on. You knew the Dark Knight wasn't going to do what he did the first week. I mean, Sean not bulldozed me, but the first week Sean played me, I was like, come on. His pitching was like all on, like just on every cylinder. They were doing really, really well, and they were hitting. And I mean, I was watching a couple of his guys' outings, and I'm like, they're just doing really, really well. This week, it finally kind of, they showed their true colors, like I said. And that just overall, I mean, it's just, he had good strikeout totals. Excuse me. But 4 quality starts. And the guys that he does have that will carry his team, like Glasnow and Bieber, they did well. I'm not gonna lie, they did well, but only got 1 start out of them, not 2 like he did last week. Musgrove again, he did really well and got his quality start. But after that, there's just like nobody. Price did well, he got his quality start too, but he's not gonna do well every week. I'm sorry, I just don't think he will. Harvey, 12.46 ERA. That's more like it. Giolito, 7.2. Gossman, 6.35. Maneda, 8.44. That's where it should be. I mean, I don't know. Like last week, I think he played out of his mind, and this week, I think he played lower than he should have. So I do believe he's somewhere in the middle. And I do like, some of the guys I mentioned, Bieber, Glasnow, Musgrove. Those guys I like a lot. So he's going to be a middle of the pack starting pitching. His hitting, on the other hand, I mean, some of these guys he's got, as long as they don't get hurt, they're going to carry his team. I mean, between Yelich, and the Cubs guys, I mean, fucking A. How does a White Sox, fan have so many fucking Cubs on their team?
I think
right?
he got them from you. I believe he got most of his Cub players from you.
Well, maybe. I mean, one of them. I traded him Bryant.
And then he got Baez from Drew, a Sox fan. So,
yeah,
you know who he got him from?
Yes, it was. And actually, I traded Baez to Drew. So
it makes sense. The Cub fan trading a Cub player to a Sox fan.
Yeah,
but Sean's starting pitcher. I love the Beavs and Musgrove, and then obviously Harvey and Giolito are going to be high risk, high reward guys. They're going to have those outings where they're going to be looking good, but then they're going to have those outings where they're gonna, they're gonna like this week. And the same with Price. David Price is another guy. I know he's on their team, but he's going to be another guy that's going to be look good. And then a lot of miles on David Price's arm.
Yeah, I don't like to use this platform to make fun of other teammates, but I was just looking at Braun's week, 1 for 13. 1 for 13, and he had 0 runs, 0 home runs, 0 RBIs, 0 stolen bases, and a .77 OBP.
Thank you very much.
I shouldn't be laughing because Matt Chapman, who I traded him for a AAA player who's not playing at all, has 4 runs, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and a .417 OBP. So screw me. Screw me.
And Hopkins is doing very good this week, unlike Chris Bryant.
Hopkins?
Yeah. For Philly?
Oh yeah, he's doing amazing. I won that trade a week ago, in the beginning of the season.
Yes, I think that debate between you, me, Scott, and PJ was ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, anything else you'd like to add about this week before we move on to next week's matchups predictions?
So, we can table this. Maybe we can talk about it later. But I was thinking, in Family Guy, they had Peter's. What's the thing in Family Guy where Peter would go off and shit? What was it called? What grinds my gears?
Yes.
Do you remember that or no?
No.
I'm sure people out there do. Anyway, so Peter from Family Guy would go, "What grinds my gears?" So I was gonna go and try to do this real quickly, and I got 3 things that just grinds my gears. We okay with this? Are you okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. You're the commissioner, and I'm a good father.
Well, I mean, it's your podcast or your thing, so I didn't want to admit, but
no, go
teams.
ahead.
All right, teams not starting players. What the fuck? I mean, I looked through this. Teams not starting good players over bad players, or just not looking at it. It's a week, 2 week. It's a day to day. I'm drunk, a little drunk. It's a day-to-day lineup. Daily lineup changes, bitches. Look at your lineup, change the players, and move on with your day. It takes 2 fucking seconds. On Yahoo, there's a fucking app, right? Yeah. You guys all love this app, right? I'm going to show you this in 1 second here. This grinds my gears. All right. It says start active players. Can we see that? I can't see that.
I can't.
God damn it. It says start active players. All right. This is going out to mainland like Memo and Ken. But here, hit the button. Start active players. Done. Close. Oh, I'm done for the day. I started my active players. And it's going to start the better players.
Maybe I want to send that this week to Ken because you're playing him next week. But
fuck that.
Ignore that, Ken. Ignore that.
Yeah,
ignore the grinding gears. Just
well, that's 1 out of 3. So second, number 2. Trades. Come on, people. Make a fucking trade. At least trade with me. Kind of, maybe.
I did my part.
Yeah, good. I mean, I'm looking. I'm like, this is the most like unactive league. Oh, Albies, stolen base. Thanks, Max. Dude, that dude's a stud. Sorry, I digress. All right, the last one.
Number 3.
This is more of a general observation for the whole league, but have you looked at the run, not the home runs, not the RBI, but the run totals for the whole league? It's very high. And if you look at it, there's more 1 through 4 guys that are rostered and played than 5 through 6 guys. And I know, yes, more people are going to roster the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys for sure. But evidently they're not, or whatever it is, people are just getting more runs. And if you looked at it, there's just more like the run totals in the league as a general are way, 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 way up. I mean, there's teams that have, like double amount of runs. I was trying to think of this. Like totals for the week are just insane on runs. Like almost every team has a higher run total than RBI. I mean, Dave, for example, 42 runs, 26 RBIs. Scott, 39, 38. Memo, 34, 31. 38, 42. Like the only one that really hasn't. There's like two people that have more RBIs than runs. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
One of the
That's
things I was looking
crazy. This time of year, especially early in the season, it's been cold and rainy. Like the Sox played in a freaking monsoon in Yankee Stadium Friday night or Saturday night, and they're jacking homers in the freaking rain. It's crazy, but I think some of it may have to do with. I know they've been talking about how starting pitchers in spring training really weren't pitching that lot. They've been kind of going through the motions, and so I think that might have something to do with it. That these starting pitching, especially the big ones, have been struggling the first 2 weeks. So, but which is kind of shocking right now because this time of year it's kind of cold. It's mostly cold and rainy, and we haven't even hit the hot point of the year when balls are really flying out. So it'll be interesting once it starts getting warmer out if the balls are going to keep flying out, and if these starting pitchers are still going to struggle, or if they're going to start getting better now they're recording innings where they weren't doing them in spring training.
Yeah, I agree. And then kind of to segue on that point, what do you think? You think the ball is juiced?
I think they're going back to juice again. I think someone was saying. I think I heard on the radio they were saying that the ball is a little juice compared to last year.
Yeah, I was listening to Athletic, and there's an article out there about how it is, whatever. I don't know the logistics behind it, how the seams are tighter and the way that they're done. But I mean, it's got to be. This is insane. The amount of home runs that they're hitting this week. This year so far in the first 2 weeks. I mean, I definitely believe it is. The one thing that I don't know is it going to be throughout the whole year, or is it going to end? The one thing that I was kind of thinking about is the home run derby this year. The winner gets what, $1 million?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Just thinking about baseball and academics. I mean, academics. Or what the hell is it called? I can't even talk today. But anyways, thinking about baseball and like making more money. Mm-hmm. They want to see these guys hit home runs. I mean, chicks dig the long ball.
Yep.
What if they do this?
Homers. They don't want to come out and the typical fan wants to see scoring homers. They don't want to come and see two starting pitchers battling each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm thinking there's going to be home runs to the All-Star break. You hit the home run derby. People are going to jack the ball out like crazy. Then the home runs will dip. Boo! You see it. It's a theory I have. But I see home runs dipping after the All-Star break by 30%. So
wow.
If I feel like the home run balls will run out. They can't produce that many of them, and if they did, I think they would produce too many of them, so they would stretch into the next season. And I think that they do it only to figure in a small amount of a season. And then this year with the home run derby winner getting $1 million, I feel like I don't know. It's a theory of mine. Just kind of what I see. So.
Well, thank you for sharing your 3.5 grind, your gears.
No problem. Move on to next week, buddy. Let me know what we got.
Next week, I'll start with mine. I got Memo. I like my offense against Memo. I'm really hoping his starting pitching stays on its spring training or on vacation, whatever it's been doing the last 2 weeks. If they do, I have a chance to win maybe 6-4. Now I get a closer from you. If they don't, it's probably I see it as a split. Me winning offense and him winning pitching. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I think his strikeouts are going to kind of come back, and I'm close to you on that. I kind of got a 4-6 on Memo's side there. So
okay.
I think the home runs on you might be a little bit lower this week. Just kind of see where your guys are going, and I saw where Memo's guys are going. So I do a 4-6 Memo. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean 6-4 Memo.
All right. You versus Ken should be a very close matchup. Ken offense versus your pitching. If you guys played last week, we took your categories. He would have won 4-3-3. if you would have played this week, if you took your numbers. So should be a lot of trash talking between you two, I'm sure. I hate like we said earlier, I hate to bet against you. So I'm gonna pick you in a slight win here, but I'm probably gonna be wrong.
Well, I don't know about that. So I think I'm going to jump out to a big lead in the first 2 or 3 days. I mean, you got the Mets who are not playing every day this week because they're playing tonight. So I was looking at that, and he's got Cano going, and the Mets play they play tomorrow night and the next 3 days in Philly. So that's gonna be a good matchup. But they also don't play the 18th, so that's gonna hurt both him and I with the Mets and the Phillies that we got because they kind of play the same series.
Mhm.
But he's also got Mo Myers who's day to day now, and some of his pitching. Archer, if he does take the suspension, he will not pitch this week.
Okay, so that does hurt.
Or if he does, it'd be
strikeouts.
later on. Yeah, and then for I don't even know what happened, but Kikuchi, he might not pitch. I was looking at it. I don't know why he's got the day to day next to his name, but the thing that I was seeing was he might not pitch. If he does, it would be in Cleveland on. I mean, he pitched against the Angels on the 19th or the 20th. So we'll see. I'll be honest. Ken's team might just run out of luck and run into a bad lucky week, and I might get lucky by playing a guy that a lot of his guys are doing a little bit better than they should. So I see myself a 7-3 or 7-2 or an 8-2, somewhere in that range.
All right, I can see that happening. Scotty versus Chris. Looking forward to every week Scott plays, just because what his name's going to come up with. I'm guessing maybe he'll have to go with Scott because he's playing Chris, or maybe his
Did you
name.
see it? He
No.
changed it already.
Is it Christopher? What is it?
Think about it. Think about the word Chris, and then think about
Christ?
something else that comes with Chris. No. Chris.
With a K?
Yeah, Chris with a K, and then 2 guys with backward overalls.
I'm just gonna look it up.
Crisscross.
Oh, make you jump. All right, Scotty.
Yeah, actually,
This guy is always coming out of the box. I like that. All right.
he has cross, but his
has
team name is just Cross.
But he has the picture, the emoji or whatever. His picture is crisscross.
Yeah, yes.
All right. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Alex's offense should be close, even with Buxton on Scott's team. But Scott's pitching, I think, is a little slightly better than Chris. But Chris' pitching isn't bad. It's been having some bad luck. But I think Scotty's offense is going to carry him, even though with like Chris's offense. But I think Scott's going to pull up an upset with a 7-3 win.
I'm going a little crazy on this one, and I'm going 9-1 Scott.
Okay, so we both think Scott's going to win. Pretty.
Yeah, and the only reason
easy.
I do on this 9-1 win is I was looking at Chris's pitching staff, and so his guys are pitching against Philly. So Philly's going to Colorado for a 3-game series, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. So Marquez and Freeland are going to – and I don't know why Freeland's got this DTD next to his name, but they're both pitching against Philly. I think it's just going to be murder's row. And then his Milwaukee guys are pitching – St. Louis is coming – St. Louis is coming back to Milwaukee. No, that was I don't even know. But St. Louis is they're pitching against St. Louis, and I don't know. I got a bad feeling about his pitching staff this week. There's a couple other guys like I was looking at Morton. I think Morton's pitching against Boston. I'm pretty sure he is. I think either on the 20th or the 19th. And I don't know. It seems tough. I don't know. I didn't look at Boyd. I don't know where Boyd's pitching, but I'm sure it's not that well. So I got a 9-1 against Scott. I mean, a 9-1 Sky's favor. So
yeah. All right. On to Dave and PJ, as I'm classifying as high class beer versus rose all day.
That's a good one. I like that.
Thank you, rose boys. I like PJ's offense and his Ks and saves. I got PJ winning 6-3 this week over Dave. Hate to say I love rose, but I like rose over a good IPA this week.
You say 6-3. What do you got him? You got a tie there. What do you got the tie in?
I think I like whip. I think they're gonna tie in whip.
Wow, that's a bold statement. Whip. But okay.
Or ERA, one of those two. I feel like it's gonna be
a tie in one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked at it and it could go either way. I think I mean PJ's team. I think Strasburg goes against the Mets and someone else. I don't know. Miami. That's what it was. Miami, and he's got a 1 start. Never mind. That's Miami's 1 start. So yeah, I'll give it to Dave. It's gonna be tight. Right. I'll go 5-5. A tie. 5-5.
All right. So you got PJ winning offense and Dave winning pitching, or how do you have it? Or you're going to be like a 3-2 each of them, and just split like that.
Yeah, a little bit of them sprinkled in each. They're each going to sprinkle in somewhere.
Okay, all right.
It's kind of how I saw Max and Dave the previous week. So that's it. What I say.
We got Niz and Max this week. Very close matchup. Both teams match up very well. Close in offense. I think Niz has better saves. I think Max has better starting pitching. I like Max with a 6-4 win, but it's going to be really close, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I was looking at some of his starting pitching and just the way they're going. He's at Greinke against the Cubs on the 20th. It's going to be at least 70, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I don't know. You got Taillon at home against San Fran. He's going to definitely do well on that. I don't know if he's got any 2-start guys. I was kind of looking down it. Another guy that's not doing that well is Matz. I think he should sit him against Philly on the 16th, but we will see. Godley, again, just going off his pitching staff, he plays against Atlanta. So he's got some tough matchups. Eovaldi, who did very, very well for him. Well, actually, he did not. He's got the Yankees, so Max Fried, who he just picked up, gets to go against Arizona on my birthday, the 16th. I don't know. I see Max winning it. You said 6-4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel so bad for Niz. His team is just every guy's on IL. Yeah. What's with Yahoo not updating it to IL and still saying DL? What's that shit?
I know. I posted that a long time ago. It's offensive to the disabled people out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Really?
That's why they switched it. Some DL disabled people apparently were offended by that.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go Max wins 8-2.
Oh, all right. I'm sure Niz is you're gonna be hearing from Niz all week about how.
Am I?
Yes, how you're an idiot. I'm sure.
8-2 Max. Go for it.
All right, and then the last one, round 2, Drew versus versus Sean, back-to-back weeks. I didn't know that until I looked at this week 3 matchup, and they were facing each other again. It's crazy to see this early. I like Drew's offense again. Sean's pitching. I think it's gonna be a pretty similar week again. Maybe a little different in numbers, but I think Drew again 6-4, like his offense.
Yeah, I was looking at it again. I agree with you on that. They play each other again, which is kind of fun. I think early in the season, but I mean, I don't know. Drew's got a couple of injuries now. Bader's on the DL or day-to-day. I don't know. Come back from Mexico. There could be a couple of days on it, and I don't know. Hopefully the Cubs they can start playing better. They go to Miami for a 3-game series, I think, or is it a 2-game series? I think it's a 3-game series. Let me check. It's good. It's good podcasting. We don't know your shit.
Yes.
It's great. And it's a 3-game series, and then they have a day off, and they come back, and the Diamondbacks come to the Windy City. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6-4 to Drew. I'm not gonna say it's not close. I think at the end you'll be like, oh yeah, Sean could have won this, Sean could have won that, but all in all, I think Drew wins 6-4.
All right, well that's it. Anything else you like to add?
Do you think anybody will listen to this?
I don't know if they're gonna listen to the whole thing, but
how long did we go? Do we even know?
I don't even know. What time did we start? Before 10, right?
Well, it's 10:13. I definitely think we started before 10. If we've only been 13 minutes, then I don't think there's anybody in their right mind is going to listen to this.
No,
I might listen to
Scotty
it once.
Scotty might. And Ken
Scotty
will.
might. Ken will, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, put it on in the background, jack off, and every once in a while when you hear your name, perk up and be like, oh, what did they say about me?
Yes, and then rewind it and listen to 30 seconds before you heard your name.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. It was fun doing this with you. I'm glad we worked all the kinks out earlier.
Yeah. Next week, maybe.
Maybe
I'm up for
Easter. Sure.
Yeah, I got nothing going on. Fuck Easter. I'll do it.
You'll be drunk. I'm sure you'll be drunk on Easter.
That's.
Would it be bad to say DJ's not celebrating Easter?
Wow. All right. Till next week. All right, then. I'll see you next week.
All right. You stay classy, Chicago.
Bye.
Bye.